What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday, September 25th, day number 72 inside the Big Brother house. The house guests enjoyed a journey to the summit, and Leah fights to stay. But is it all for naught? Let's talk about that, plus all the intel drama and more from yesterday's live feeds. But first, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. To give you guys a little recap, if you haven't been keeping up with everything going on this past week, after a week in Janky World, MJ won HOH and nominated Angela and Chemo with her original target as Angela. But after winning the veto and a campaign from Chelsea, MJ used the POV to take down Chemo and nominated Leah for eviction. Now, after long talks the other night, it was a slow day yesterday. Not too much game talk was really going on. Chemo spent a lot of time inventing some game with Cam, singing songs as he does. Not really much to really chat about there, but eventually something kind of different, something that I don't think I've ever seen before. The house guests watched the season premiere of the new show on CBS, The Summit. I've heard actually some good things about it. It's basically like Big Brother or Survivor, but on a mountain. They're all climbing to the top, but they're not actually like expert climbers. And it was different. We basically got to watch the house guests watch this in the living room on the TV. Every so often they would show the screen, so we saw what they were seeing. They seem to all really enjoy it. Obviously, they're told to, say good things about it. This is a ad for a new show, right? But overall, they seem to really like it. And I think, why wouldn't they? If you really think about it, this is, except for some of them who got to watch the movie the other night, the first piece of entertainment they've got to see in 72 days. But overall, it seemed like they really enjoyed it. There were some tears when moments of the families were brought up and Angela got really emotional. They laughed. They seemed to find most of the cast interesting. They tried to find like parallels. They're like, oh, that's like so-and-so. Overall, kind of interesting just to see that, because normally stuff like that, they wouldn't actually show. They would go do, we'll be right back or puppy cams. But no, they actually showed us what was going on. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Did we need to see it? No, there wasn't much in there other than that. But also, you know what? It did kind of remind me. It's kind of a little bit like what our Thursday watch parties are like. Speaking of, we do a watch party every Thursday for the live evictions. It's a double eviction, so you're going to want to come out for this Thursdays. It's always a good time. But I guess it's probably kind of similar to that. We got to see that on the feeds just with this show called The Summit. Now, after that, Leah did do some campaigning to different house guests. Chelsea, at one point, she was chatting to about, but I just don't really see it working here or really has any chance at all. She's promising Chelsea the world. She's doing everything she can to get her to think that, she would just be like her little sidekick going forward in the game, saying she would do all of her dirty work with Chemo and Rabina. But again, I just don't see Chelsea buying it. And Chelsea even multiple times slipped up in her conversation saying things like, oh, Angela can't win HOH next week, only for Leah to be like, well, yeah, she won't be here if I am. I think Leah kind of got the vibe as well that despite her, being very social and interacting with everybody throughout the day, trying to do her campaign, she could kind of tell that, it's not really working out. She went to bed fairly early, actually, while the rest of them, especially Cam, MJ, and Chelsea, talked about all kinds of, how should I say, pillow talk up in the HOH room. Let me just say this. If what Cam says is true, that kid knows what he's doing. Anyway, let's talk a little bit. We can check out our allegiance chart for the week because it's been updated. We got a little bit of changes going on, especially as we head into the double eviction. How things stand. Let's take a look at it here. I've moved Leah down. It does seem like, without a shadow of a doubt, Leah will be evicted on Thursday. Honestly, her best bet at this point probably be to go after Chemo and Rabina's vote. Maybe she could get them MJ on board to be like, listen, Cam and Chelsea are the ones who have to go. Again, no, I just don't see it happening. I've also moved Leah down way far because it seems like headed into the double eviction now, especially after this move with Leah. It seems like everyone will be targeting her going into this double. Even Chelsea and Cam seem like they would probably go for MJ in this double as well. Angela probably ends up on the block as well in the double eviction, but I think whoever she's up against, she stays, which is why I have Chemo and Rabina so far down low. I think if MJ comes off the block, if Chemo and Rabina aren't the HOH, I think one of them would go up on the block. I believe Chemo would be the first one to go up. And then Rabina feels like she's a little bit safer than Chemo headed into this. So I actually think it could very well be Chemo who could also be leaving in the double eviction as well. Now, another thing to keep in mind is what if Chemo and Rabina win the head of household? I think, again, you would see Angela on the block, MJ on the block. If MJ won the power of veto, then possibly Cam would be the one to end up on the block next to Angela, and it could even be Cam who would go. But again, that is all very dependent on MJ winning the power of veto, because more than likely she ends up on the block next to Angela, and then MJ is the one evicted from the house. Going to be interesting. I think MJ has shown she's actually pretty good at competitions, right? She is the new Tucker, as they were saying. She's done very well in the AI arena. She's won a bunch of vetoes now. She's won HOH. She's shown that she has an ability to win competitions. The double eviction competitions, also the veto specifically, probably fit into her strong suit a little bit. It could be something like Clown Shoe, where you have to run back and forth to a ball pit, find something in that ball pit, take them back, and make sure you get them all. Press your button. The first one to do that wins. MJ, I think, could be very good at that. I could see Cam being very good at that as well. So it really would come down to that, especially if Rabina or Chemo are the HOH. That could be a huge showdown on which one ends up leaving. Would it be Cam or would it be MJ? Whoever wins the power of veto probably is the one who stays. You also have things like the balance beam competitions. Sometimes they'll do the slot puzzle with the balance beam in the middle. You got to transfer the puzzle pieces across. I think they've done it with a couple of other different types of puzzles as well, where you got to walk the balance beam and go across to do the power of veto. I think that also goes to MJ's strong suit. Did she not win the balance beam competition this season? Trying to remember who won the balance beam competition. If she didn't win, she came really close. No. She didn't win because that was for an HOH. Somebody else did, right? Or am I wrong? I'm confusing it now as I think about it, but I know she did very well in the balance beam comp that they did earlier in the season. So if that was something like that, that was the veto competition during the double, I could see her doing very well in that as well. Probably doing better than Cam. I think she would maybe have some better balance there. So it's going to be a really interesting night on Thursday. Now, another thing that we have to kind of consider here is what's going on with this new AI twist. Now, we had the messages we talked about on yesterday's updates. What do they mean? Are they just a warning for the double eviction? Or is there a potential battle back that's going to be happening? One of the messages talked about how we could only save one juror. I think there was even stuff about Quinn's hair that was found or something along those lines. Will there potentially be a chance for one of the jury members to come back into the game? As far as the timeline goes, like we said on yesterday's update, it doesn't seem like it really makes a lot of sense for them to have a battle back unless there was going to be a second double eviction coming up here soon, but we only have a few weeks left here, and then we have the finale coming up. So there's not that much time for this all to play out. Another theory I had is that maybe it will be an AI vote. Maybe Ainsley will become one of the jury members, and the House will have to choose one of the jury members who doesn't get to vote. I think I forget what season it was. I think they actually did something like that where the Houseguests got to choose one of the jury members not to be a part of the jury. Might have even been on a Survivor season. Might have been a Survivor Australian season. I don't know. Is it one of you really smart people in there? You're going to know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments. But that could be an interesting take where, you know, maybe there's this AI vote which could completely change the way the vote would go, right? We talked about how if someone like Rubina ended up in the final two, she doesn't necessarily think she has a really good shot to win. But if she ends up with the final two not against chemo, she probably would have 2 votes locked in for her. And if you add in maybe the AI, who knows what way that goes? Maybe that's 3 votes for Rabina. You then just need 1 more vote. I could see an Angela voting for her, maybe even an MJ, depending on who she's sitting next to, or even Leah, especially with how bitter she might be going into this as well. Maybe even Quinn. Who knows? There's tons of possibilities on how this all could go, especially when you add in a vote that we have no idea which way it would go. It could make that final vote really interesting. Or it could end up being someone who gets robbed of a great moment. We would just have to see. But let me know what you guys are thinking as we head on into tomorrow's eviction. What do you think's going to be going down? Who do you think the first person evicted will be? Who do you think that second person will be? I'm sure we'll have a lot more to discuss tomorrow on where the vote goes. There probably will be some little back and forth conversations, but I think at this point, it's pretty clear that Leah will be that first one to go. Going in there, what's that second one going to be? I'm excited to see how it's going to go. There is an episode tonight. It's like a 90-minute extended episode. I think it's going to be a lot of filler. It's going to have a lot of that movie that MJ, Cam, Chemo, and Rabina all went and watched up in the HOH room. So that's going to be a good portion of it. I don't know if they'll have the stuff from the summit, which they watched today. Probably seems like it's a little bit too late. Maybe that'll be on Thursday's episode, like right before. Maybe they're saving that for another time. I'm not 100% sure when that's going to come about, but definitely I feel like tonight might be a little bit of a snooze fest. We will get to see some of the drama with Leah going up on the block and the veto being used and everything like that. So well, we'll see how it goes. But let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Thank you guys all again so much for watching with me each and every morning here with our daily live feed updates first thing in the morning. If you are new here, though, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Like I said, we have our live watch party on Thursday for the double eviction. You're not going to want to miss that. And then on Friday mornings, we do our same update that we do here on the channel each and every day. But on Fridays, we go live. And after the update, we jump into the chat and it's good old time. Lots of great stuff we can chat about. Traders Canada, Survivor, the Challenge 40, tons of great things going on right now that we could talk about, as well as who won HOH after the double eviction and how that all is looking and everything else that's going down inside the house. So thank you guys all again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Yeah.
That little dance?
Yeah.
I don't want to. Okay.
You're like,
I say you.